Hey everyone, it's Scoggins here. Um, it's been a while since I last made a live stream video. I'm sorry that my camera is not is not showing. Um, I want to make something clear. I know it's been a while since I had a conversation, but I'm thinking that the last time we talked about the path that Film Motorsports has been heading. And I think, in my mind, I want to get this straightened out. Y'all know that y'all enjoy the crush cars and the school buses and the vans. Um, and these motorhomes getting smashed on the independent circuit. But what I don't understand, why can't Monster Jam do exactly what they used to do back in the day? Why can they just add crush cars to the race lanes, add some steep ramps, make a steeper layer so the trucks can go airborne when they go across that finish line? Why can't they just bring back the swimming pools and bring back the Christmas trees, bring back the school buses, and bring back the van stacks, and bring back the tractor trailers and the cargo containers and the garbage trucks and all the other obstacles that we don't see in Monster Jam today? We know that on the independent circuit, they will have crossovers, kind of like Monster Jam did in the All Star Challenge just a couple years ago. They did the crossover during racing. So why these old school tracks that you see on the independent circuit, why can't Monster Jam bring back those tracks? What happened to all those old school leaps? Why don't you see monster trucks going so high up when they leap over school buses in freestyle? Or when they go airborne off of the motocross dirt lounge? I mean the dirt mounts. Why can't they add crush cars to the back of that dirt mount as a step up ramp like they did in the old days? Why can't they do that? Why why is the CEO of Failed so scared that someone in the crowd is going to end up getting hurt and getting killed if there wasn't any plastic covering any of the lower seats that's close to the track? Why can Failed sell a lot of tickets and start filling up the arenas and the stadiums just like in years past? What are they so scared of? Why can the sport be as popular as any other sport? Why can monster trucks be as popular as football? Why can they be as popular as wrestling? Why can they be popular like bull riding? Why can they be popular like when there's a concert going on? Why can they be popular when there's a basketball game going on? Or there's a baseball game going on, or there's a soccer game going on, or there's a NASCAR event going on. And then you have all these sold out record breaking record breaking crowds. You got hundreds and thousands and probably millions of people attending these events in these different sports, but you don't have that many people showing up for a monster truck event, whether it's on the Monster Jam circuit or the independent circuit. Why is Monster Jam so scared? Why, during a Monster Jam event, whether they have a stadium event going on or they got an arena event going on, why do most of the USHR officials still wearing face covering? Because the pandemic is over with, COVID's over with. Why can't they just take the mask covers off? Why can't they just show their faces? Why can't they just take their face covering off? Because I see some of the USHR officials, they are not wearing face covering, thank God. They think they're just going to wear face covering just for no damn reason. Maybe they do not want their faces to be shown. And I do want to make something clear, okay? So I'm trying to figure out the name of this guy that does the Who's Ready for Monster Jam commentating. Michael, you do a good job. I'll watch your videos. You know, I'm a free agent. I'll watch your videos. You do crack me up when you commentate. No matter if it's the backflip or if you react to Monster Jam allowing the trucks to finish off their freestyle runs, even when the body comes off, or maybe when the truck breaks. And you know, and you probably have to agree with me because I've been thinking about this for a long time. That they need to knock it off with these dumpster rules. Like if you hit a dumpster, your freestyle run is over. Just like they've been screwing half of the season up. I know it's already 2025. It's a new year. It's a new Monster Jam season. And it's probably a new season for the independents as well. But why would they shut the truck off and not allow the driver to refire the truck so he or she can finish up their freestyle runs? Even if the truck breaks, like if a sway bar breaks or a wheel comes off or the motor starts to smoke until the last minute, until the truck can't get no more, and cannot go no more until the motor goes in flames. Why does everyone in the crowd have to judge and they get to decide on who the winner is? Why can at least 5 or 6 people from the audience uh, can be picked, holding the posters up in the air, which is the old school way of scoring points during Monster Jam freestyle. Why can they bring back the hot seat? Why? Why can they not bring everything back? Who says it's too expensive to go out to a junkyard and pick out the crushed cars, pick out a van, pick out a boat, pick out a school bus, pick out a limousine, pick out a hearse, pick out a fire truck or an ambulance, pick out an airplane? Why is it so expensive to even pick out these obstacles? While in today's Monster Jam, you have a few crushed cars being added to the track for freestyle, buried in some of the ramps. And then during the pod series in the arenas, why do we see the pod series and then you'll bring 2 cars out for freestyle and that's it? And then why is Monster Jam continue on with the pod series? Why are these trucks are just racing around the arena just on flat dirt like it's dirt track racing or if it's the World of Outlaws? Why is that? Why can Failed just bring the old school tracks back? That's what the fans missed seeing. Bring the cars back. Add them to the race lanes again. Would it be great if Monster Jam can have some old school tracks just like back in the 90s, where you can go over that roller, you go up and over that first set of cars, you'll settle it down when you come down the ramp, and then once you approach that last set of cars, you'll just give that truck some gas, and then you'll go airborne over that last set of cars when you fly and land across that finish line. Those trucks might go about maybe 26 feet in the air when they fly over the cars. Everybody missed those good old days. Those trucks going airborne over the cars like they're going to fly out of the building. When are we going to see that in Monster Jam again? And half of these old school tracks that we're still seeing on the independent circuit, that's exactly what Monster Jam needs. And why, as I said before, it doesn't matter where Monster Jam heads off to. They need to cut down on their prices. People that work at these events, the people that work at these venues during these events, indoor or outdoor, whether it's at a speedway, at a stadium, an arena, a fairgrounds, or if it's at an airport or if it's on the beach, they need to cut down their prices at the concession stands, or even if some fans wants to buy merchandise, cut down on the prices to make them more affordable. And I was thinking about this. if I may, and Michael, I know you're listening. I enjoy watching your YouTube channel and your reactions when you do a Monster Jam commentary. But to me, I think it's time for Monster Jam to bring the old school tracks back. I think it's time for them to bring back the crush cars, add them to the race lanes, bring back the school buses, bring back the vans, bring back the fire trucks, bring back the garbage trucks, bring back the Christmas trees, bring back the turning poles, bring back the whoop sections for stadium motocross or quad racing or even arena cross. Bring back the legend cars. Bring back lawnmower racing, demolition derby, trailer racing, truck and tractor pulling, Spanky Spangler, Evil Knievel. I think the dirt dragsters, bring all of them back. Doom buggy racing, just like in the old days. Pro stadium trucks or stadium rough trucks, whatever you want to call them, make them they need to make a comeback. And I apologize for my stuttering, but everything of what Monster Jam was back in the day, it needs to make a comeback. And then the fans, why can they get hyped? Why can the fans jump out of their seats and on the edge of their feet? Why can everyone in the crowd throughout the entire venue just get loud and yell and scream? Because if you're out there, because once you're done with your freestyle run or if your truck goes over early in freestyle, or if it goes over in racing, or if it goes over during the wheelie contest or in the donut contest or whatever, even if your truck even goes over early on in freestyle or in racing, if you go too tight in the turn, the truck goes up on two wheels and then goes over on its side, the fans would go nuts. They will go crazy, just like if you're a football game and one of the players will run all the way down the field for a touchdown. How is it ever going to get that electric and get that loud for monster trucks? I mean, during a monster truck event, when is it ever going to get that loud? That's what I want to know. When is there going to be a point in time that we're not going to see no more empty seats in these venues, where the entire venue's packed? Thousands of people show up. Less people leave during the event. Nobody leaves the venue until the show is completely over. Just like when it's football season, nobody should leave the stadium until the game is over. Same thing when baseball season or soccer season is going on. Nobody leaves the stadium until the game is completely over, until the clock goes all the way to zero. And then once the clock goes all the way to zero, then everybody can leave the arena. Everybody can leave the stadium. Same thing during basketball season or during hockey season. Nobody leaves the arena until the game is completely over, when the clock goes all the way to zero. And by the time the clock goes all the way to zero, then the crowd can leave. And then you have the speedways where there's NASCAR going on. And then if Monster Jam was at any of those speedways, if Monster Jam had any of their shows, let's say they go to Charlotte Motor Speedway in Concord, North Carolina, or they go to Atlanta Motor Speedway in Hampton, Georgia, Or they go to New Hampshire Motor Speedway in Loudon, New Hampshire. Or they go to Las Vegas Motor Speedway in Las Vegas, Nevada. Or they go to Dalton Motor Speedway in Dalton, Alabama. Or they can go to Talladega Super Speedway in Lincoln, Alabama. Or they can go to Phoenix Raceway in Avondale, Arizona. Or they can go to Daytona International Speedway in Daytona Beach, Florida. I mean, you name all these venues. Can you just imagine this? And I get it, and you're right. Why are they taking these speedway events away from Monster Jam? Like, why is Phil doing this? Why is he not allowing Monster Jam to have a speedway event? The only speedway event they can have is at Atlanta Motor Speedway in Hampton, Georgia. But they cannot have Monster Jam. But they cannot have any of their events at any other speedway. And why do less people show up? This is not the way the monster truck industry works. You should have jam-packed, sold-out crowds anywhere where there's monster trucks, whether it's on the Monster Jam circuit or the independent circuit. Every big or smaller indoor or outdoor venue, it should be packed. And I can imagine this, Michael, and I know you're listening, but can you just imagine, just like anywhere President Trump goes for any of his rallies, and he brings in these big crowds, can you imagine that many people showing up everywhere President Trump goes for any of his rallies to make a speech? Can you imagine big crowds like that showing up at every monster truck event? And it's getting super loud. They start playing music. The fireworks will start going off. The fans will start going crazy. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine how loud it can get? Any of the big or small indoor, outdoor venues, let's say they all sound alike with all that people showing up. And I'm thinking about this because I know you're going to be talking a lot about me. If I got my career going, I was driving a 12,000-pound monster truck. Every now and then, I might be competing on the independent circuit, and every now and then, I might be competing on the Monster Jam circuit. And I'm thinking about doing this. I'm thinking about going bigger and go stronger. If I go out in freestyle, I think I'm going to go way bigger than Tom Mintz or Dennis Anderson has ever gone throughout their careers. I'm going to probably get way bigger air and go a lot faster than they've ever did. I might go way higher over school buses. And I have to tell you this right now, when I watched your video from last year when Monster Jam was in Hampton, Georgia at Atlanta Motor Speedway, and when Bryce Kenny, I know he was probably during his final days driving the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior, but your reaction almost at the very last minute at the end of his run, he gave that truck so much speed. He went so high, like he was like he sent the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior to the stratosphere. And I tell you, and I'm gonna tell you right now, my friend, your videos are awesome, your reaction is awesome. You can make me laugh at times, but and to me, that kind of gave me chills when Bryce Kenny sent it to the stratosphere. And I'm thinking about this. When I get my career going, I'm going to start off my freestyle run by sending it to the stratosphere and going that high. I can imagine going that high in a stadium event. Watch me, Michael. I will send it to the stratosphere and go super high just like that, just like Bryce Kenny did last year in Hampton. I'm gonna go that high to start my freestyle run. And it's probably gonna give you goosebumps. And to me, something else I wanted to say, would it be great that a lot of the independents that once competed in Monster Jam back in the day, but they don't compete in Monster Jam now, would it be great to see those independents make a comeback to Monster Jam? Like, would it be great to see Reptoid? Would it be great to see Virginia Giant? Would it be great to see King Crunch? Would it be great to see Bigfoot and Monster Patrol and USA One and um in Rampage and Outlaw and Equalizer? Would it be great to see all those legendary names make a comeback to Monster Jam? Carolina Crusher. Would it be great to see half of the independents that made at least one Monster Jam appearance recently? Let's say Quad Chaos and Dirt Crew have made one Monster Jam appearance in Detroit. Tailgater has made one Monster Jam appearance in New Orleans. And I want to say something. I know Bulldozer is retired, and I know Max D's retired, but I'm going to say this: Bulldozer and Maximum Destruction might be retired as failed on trucks, but I'm thinking about bringing Bulldozer and Maximum Destruction back as independents. And then failed, they need to bring a lot of the other names back, like they need to bring Power Forward back, they need to bring Blacksmith back, they need to bring okay, so Blue Thunder still might be around, but it's not fair that you can only see Blue Thunder competing internationally. Would it be great to see Blue Thunder compete more often if Failed can just find a new driver? Who else can drive Blue Thunder? And to me, would it be great if Freight Kreml, if he started competing in Monster Jam again, and he started driving Blue Thunder again, and then Lindsey Wink, I can imagine him come out of retirement and driving Blue Thunder. George Belhan coming out of retirement and driving Blue Thunder. But would it be great if we see Blue Thunder with that Built for Tough logo on the front, bring back that original Blue Thunder paint scheme from the early 2000s with that Built for Tough logo on the front on the 2010 Ford F-150 body? Would that be great? Because that's actually the body style that Blue Thunder has right now. 2010 Ford F-150. But would it be great if the original Blue Thunder paint scheme if the original Blue Thunder look made a comeback with that Built for Tough logo on the 2010 Ford F-150 body that we see today? I would. I don't have a problem. I wouldn't have a problem driving Blue Thunder. I'll I'll bring I can drive that Blue Thunder original Blue Thunder look with that Built for Tough logo. We can bring those Built for Tough flags and put them on the back of the truck, just like in the old days. That'll be great. And then if I was driving Monster Mutt, I'm gonna say this very loud and clear to you, Failed. And I know, Michael, you might agree with me, but these custom 3D bodies, like on Dragon and Monster Mutt, it has gone long enough. And you know, and then the original body on Dragon, it needs to make a comeback as well. So, the current body on Dragon, it's a custom 3D Dragon concept. I don't like that body, but that 1954 Chevrolet Corvette body style, when Dragon first debuted it, that is way better than this custom 3D Dragon concept body that it has now. So if I was driving Dragon, then I would bring back that 1954 Chevrolet Corvette version of Dragon. But back to what I was saying about Monster Mutt, we're going to put that old 1950 Mercury Street Rod version of Monster Mutt back on the Monster Mutt chassis. And then Spider-Man needs to come back as a 1963 Cheetah. The old El Toro Loco body needs to make a comeback. Nobody likes these new bodies. I mean, it makes the trucks look weak. These new custom 3D bodies on Monster Mutt, Spider-Man, Dragon, El Toro Loco. Bring the old bodies back. Come on, Failed. You can do better than this. Y'all know darn well. Y'all know nobody's going to show up at y'all's events if y'all keep going down this path. And why are y'all making the sport more about the kids than about everyone in the crowd? Why do you allow fan judging? Do you think it's more entertaining for everyone in the crowd to judge and get decide and then and vote on the score and decide on who wins one competition and who wins the other? Like, after racing, why does the two-wheel skills always comes before freestyle? Like in the stadiums, why does the two-wheel skills always come before freestyle? You can have the two-wheel skills in the stadium events, that's fine. But do it before racing, and then after racing comes freestyle. Wake up, Failed. Y'all can do a whole lot better. If you're not going to do that, then y'all can just go back to only racing and freestyle in the stadium events. Bring back the old school tracks. Get the fans hyped like they used to. Quit thinking like the less noisy the crowd gets and the more silent and quiet they get, the more money y'all make. Or the less people that show up to y'all's events, the more money y'all make. Why is that? Come on, failed. You know, and since the COVID pandemic, I hate to tell y'all this, but the COVID pandemic was a setup, and it came from a lab in Wuhan. COVID was a joke. And if I were and if I were y'all, and if I were you, why don't you tell the USHR officials at every Monster Jam event, whether it's in the arenas or the stadiums, to take the face covers off? No matter where y'all go, take y'all's face covers off. Let the fans see y'all's faces. Enough with the face covering. And shut the trucks off. And I don't get this. Now, the fans in Glendale, Arizona, I don't understand, why do they have to screw Todd LeDuc out of the freestyle victory? I mean, Todd doesn't live that far away from Glendale. I mean, he lives in Peoria, Arizona, and he may not live that far away from Glendale. But you Glendale fans, this is y'all's hometown guy. Why did y'all have to screw him out of the freestyle victory? And who told Todd LeDuc if he goes out in freestyles, who told him to baby freestyle Megalodon? Who told him that only in his hometown of Phoenix? If he's in no, actually Glendale meant. Whenever Monster Jam is in Glendale, that's the only time Todd LeDuc can go big out in freestyle. But he cannot go that big anywhere else. Who told him that he cannot, if he goes out in freestyles, he cannot go as big in Megalodon. He cannot get all those big leaps, those big air leaps in freestyle in Megalodon like he did in his old Monster Energy days. Who told him, Todd, if you go out there in freestyle and you go big and you do all these big air leaps with Megalodon like you did in your Monster Energy days, either we're going to shut the truck off or give you a lower score. Do not go big out in freestyle in Megalodon like you did in your Monster Energy days, like you did in your Metal Militia days, or even like you did when you were a pilot in Blue Thunder. Do not go big. Do not go that big in Megalodon. We probably did not mind you going that big in Monster Energy. We don't mind you going that big in Megalodon. We don't mind you going that big in Blue Thunder. but don't ever go that big in Megalodon. Whoever told Todd that? You can only baby freestyle Megalodon, but you can go as big as you want. You can get as many leaps you want out in freestyle, whether you're piloting, whether if you were still piloting if you were still piloting Monster Energy, Metal Militia, or Blue Thunder. But seeing going back to your old self with all these big air leaps that you used to do when you go out in freestyle, if you go that big and you return to your old ways and you go out there, you do all those big air shots in Megalodon, we're going to shut the truck off or give you a lower score. And then Bryce Kenny. Whoever told him he cannot go as big out in freestyle while piloting Monster Mutt like he did a year ago in the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior. Adam Anderson in Gravedigger. He cannot go as big as he did in his old Taz days or Gravedigger the Legend days. Camden Murphy, he cannot go as big in Classroom Crusher like he did in his Bakugan Dragonoid days. I mean, what's wrong? I mean, why can't these guys not be as talented? Why can't they get these big air shots like they used to in their old trucks? For these last couple years, since Adam Anderson has been piloting Gravedigger, and then during these last couple years when Camden Murphy was piloting Bakugan Dragonoid, and then ever since George Bellhand retired, and then Bryce Kenny took over the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior driving duties from George Bellhand, and then Todd LeDuc from his Metal Militia days, from his early Blue Thunder days. Let's do it this. From his early Blue Thunder days to his Monster Energy days. No. That's not right. From his early Blue Thunder days to his Metal Militia days, and then to his Monster Energy days, and then switching over back into Blue Thunder, and now he's in Megalodon. Why can't these guys just go as big as they used to? And Todd, Bryce, Camden, Adam, you guys can go big like y'all did. Y'all can go big and put on a show for the fans like y'all been doing for so many years. I have faith in y'all. And Todd, please do not baby freestyle Megalodon. If you're listening, go big. When you go out in freestyle, go big and air that Megalodon truck out just like you did in your Metal Militia days, your Monster Energy days, and your Blue Thunder days. And Adam, go big just like your father Dennis did. You go big like you did in your Taz days. And continue to go big just like you did in your days driving the Legend. Since taking over the driving duties of Team Gravedigger, why can't you and why can't you and Kristen and Weston just go airborne and go big like y'all's father did? I mean, I've been watching you guys long enough, whether it's on television or on the internet. Y'all can go big just like y'all used to. And Adam, I know you got a new chassis, but trying to get that thing dialed in. Go bigger than ever before. Copy your father's style. The way your father has drove for so many years throughout his career. The way he was driving throughout racing. The way he was driving and going big out in freestyle, leaping over school buses and off of motocross jumps and van stacks and smashing through RVs. I think it's time for you guys to have a little talk with the CEO of Failed to um to bring back the old school tracks. Does because I bet that everyone in the crowd they miss seeing y'all flying over these cars so damn much. What we don't see is qualifying. We want to see some old school side by side straight line racing, old school side by side U turn style racing, and old school head to head Chicago style racing with the trucks flying over the cars. And not only that, I think it's time for a change. I think it's time. I think it's time that the monster truck industry altogether should go back to the way things used to be when you had failed trucks competing on the independent circuit from time to time, and then you have the independent trucks competing on the Monster Jam circuit from time to time, whether it's in the arenas or the stadiums. And Adam, if I were you, and Todd, and Camden, and Bryce, what about whenever they have monster trucks on the beach in Wildwood, New Jersey, or Virginia Beach, Virginia? And just imagine that y'all will go and compete on the beach. And then let's say that some of the independents will can be there challenging y'all as well. Just imagine if you had Dirt Crew and Stone Crusher and you had Tailgater. To me, I think Tailgater wants to me, this is what I want to see. And then plus we can have Illuminator, we can have Toxic. There can be Crustacean. But I want to make this interesting. If you are listening, what about before the end of the year, Monster Jam trucks and independent trucks, they all get to compete in each other's shows from now on, winning wherever they want. But back to Wildwood and Virginia Beach. What about in Virginia Beach? Let's say we want to have a Gravedigger and Toxic matchup. I think Gravedigger wants a piece of Toxic, and Toxic wants a piece of Gravedigger. And what about Megalodon will have a piece of crustacean, and crustacean wants a piece of Megalodon. We want to see matchups like that. But who says that's never going to happen? I can imagine some rumors are saying this, but I know in reality, I like to see a matchup. I want to see some matchups like that. But just imagine some rumors are saying, well, nobody wants to see Megalodon versus Crustacean. Nobody wants to see Toxic versus Gravedigger. Everybody wants to see that matchup. And what about this? What about Mohawk Warrior versus Dirt Crew? Well, actually, about this. What about Monster Mutt versus Dirt Crew? And Bryce, if I may ask you, and I know you're listening, what do you think if you can ask the CEO of Failed if they can put the old 1950 Mercury straight rod fiberglass body back on Monster Mutt? Put that old Monster Mutt body back on. And if I'm not mistaken, what if Tom Mintz, if he comes out of retirement and he was driving El Toro Loco, can you imagine Tom Mintz driving El Toro Loco on a Willman chassis? Would that be cool? Can Tom Mintz even make a return? Will Tom Mintz even return of the driving duties of piloting Bulldozer just like he did in 99? Well, that'd be great. Well, Tom Mintz, if he ever comes out of retirement, because I know he just already retired, but if Tom Mintz ever did come out of retirement, can you imagine him borrowing Jersey Outlaw from Mike Harper? And just imagine that he did drive Outlaw and Monster Jam. He can freestyle and go big and Outlaw just like he did in his old Max D days and his old Bulldozer days and Goldberg days and going back to the 90s when he was in Monster Patrol. Can you imagine Tom Mintz going back to being his old self again, going that big in Outlaw? Can you imagine Phil Foster come out of retirement and he's driving Outlaw? Can you imagine that? And to me, there's a lot of trucks that I do have on my list that I don't mind switching over and driving throughout competition in these different locations. But this is what I'm going to do. We're going to make the monster truck industry great again. I think I'm going to sell a lot of tickets and I'm going to bring in all these big crowds and I'll make sure that every single parking lot is full and there's not a single parking spot not taking, and I'll make sure the whole venue is packed, whether it's an indoor or an outdoor venue. It doesn't matter if it's an indoor monster truck event or if it's an outdoor monster truck event. I'll make sure that every parking lot is going to be full everywhere I go. And trust me, Adam, Bryce, Camden, Todd, why don't you talk to all the other field drivers and y'all can come up with something where y'all get to compete on the independent circuit from time to time. Y'all get to compete against all these legendary independent names that some of y'all have probably challenged before, y'all have raced up against before, and never raced against before. And if there's other independents out there that y'all have never competed against before, like y'all have never went side by side with Rockstar, y'all have never went side by side with Identity Theft, y'all have never went side by side with Tailgater, Quad Chaos, Crazy Train, Plane Crazy, Terminal Velocity, Uproar, Colossus, Little Miss Dangerous, Rat Attack, Monster Patrol, USA 1, Barefoot, Rampage, you name them. And not only that, I think we should add some more monster truck events to live television. And would it be great to bring Speed Channel back, where Monster Jam once used to be? We can make Monster Jam great again. We can make the rest of the monster truck industry great again, and bring in all these big crowds. The fans getting hyped just like they used to in the old days. Old school monster truck fans. Every venue is going to be blow up like there's a football game going on. If the fans can get loud during football season, why can we make it that loud during a monster truck event? And while I'm thinking about it, I got hundreds of these locations. I got a lot of these locations on my list. I got a lot of these locations on my list. Everywhere I'll be heading off to, whether it's a Monster Jam event or if it's an independent monster truck event, this is how many tickets I'm going to sell and how many tickets that I'm expecting to show up everywhere I go. And hopefully that many people is going to show up to watch the rest of you guys compete with me coming after you guys. So the first one is the Next Tech Grandstand in Hutchinson, Kansas. There, I will sell 10,000 tickets and bring in 10,000 people. And then there's the Legacy Arena in Birmingham Jefferson Convention Complex in Birmingham, Alabama, where I will sell 17,000 tickets and bring in 17,000 people. Next is the Garrett Coliseum in Montgomery, Alabama. There, I will be selling 12,000 tickets and bring in 12,000 people. Next, will be the Nationwide Arena in Columbus, Ohio. There should be 18,000 tickets and 18,000 people showing up. And then this is where Monster Jam needs to have one of their stadium events at. What about Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte, North Carolina, where they can sell 70,000 tickets and bring in 70,000 people. And then the Wells Fargo Arena in Des Moines, Iowa. 16,000 tickets, 16,000 people. The Blue Cross Arena, Rochester, New York. 14,000 tickets, 14,000 people. The Desert Diamond Arena in Glendale, Arizona. 19,000 tickets, 19,000 people. The Broadmoor World Arena in Colorado Springs, Colorado. 8,000 tickets, 8,000 people. The Rupp Arena in Lexington, Kentucky. 20,000 tickets, 20,000 people. And then next, the Maverick Center in West Valley City, Utah. 10,000 tickets, 10,000 people. And then next, the Mountain Health Arena in Huntington, West Virginia. 9,000 tickets, 9,000 people. And then next, the Mid-America Center in Council Bluffs, Iowa. 8,000 tickets, 8,000 people. And then next, my birthplace, my hometown. I may not be living there now because I've been living in Louisiana for 26 years, but that is my birthplace. NRG Stadium, Houston, Texas. 71,000 tickets, 71,000 people. Next, the Salem Civic Center in Salem, Virginia. 6,000 tickets, 6,000 people. Next is the Knoxville Coliseum in Knoxville, Tennessee. That's going to be another 6,000 tickets, another 6,000 people. And then next, Ford Field, Detroit, Michigan. 65,000 tickets, 65,000 people. The First Horizon Coliseum in Greensboro, Colorado. Let me try this again. The Horizon Coliseum in Greensboro Complex in Greensboro, North Carolina. 21,000 tickets, 21,000 people. And then we head back to Knoxville, Tennessee. This time, the Thompson Bowling Arena in Knoxville, Tennessee. 20,000 tickets, 20,000 people. And then next is the Mass Mitchell Center in Springfield, Massachusetts. 8,000 tickets, 8,000 people. And then next, it's the Capital One Arena in Washington, D.C. 17,000 tickets, 17,000 people. And then next is the James E. Sudduth Coliseum in Lake Charles Civic Center in Lake Charles, Louisiana. 7,000 tickets, 7,000 people. Next, the Rapides Parish Coliseum in Alexandria, Louisiana. 10,000 tickets, 10,000 people. Next, the Landon Arena in Topeka, Kansas. 8,000 tickets, 8,000 people. Then the Entrust Bank Center, the Entrust Bank Arena. Let me try this again. Next is the Entrust Bank Arena in Wichita, Kansas. 15,000 tickets, 15,000 people. And then next is the Tacoma Next is the Tacoma Dome in Tacoma, Washington. 21,000 tickets, 21,000 people. And then the K. Yeager Coliseum in Wichita Falls, Texas. 7,000 tickets, 7,000 people. Next is the Butte Civic Center in Butte, Montana. 7,000 tickets, 7,000 people. And then you got Oracle Park in San Francisco, California. 40,000 tickets, 40,000 people. And then Mercedes-Benz Stadium, Atlanta, Georgia. 70,000 tickets, 70,000 people. The list goes on. We can bring in that many people to all these venues. I mean, I'm not trying to sound like my video is weak, it's boring. Nobody's interesting of what I have to hear. Nobody's interesting of listening of what I want to talk about. I mean, I hope I did get a lot of subscribers. I'm sorry about that, guys. But, you know, the list goes on, and anywhere there's monster trucks, that's how many tickets they should be selling and how many people should show up. Excuse me. You know, this is the way monster trucks should work. No matter where there's a monster truck event being held, and no matter who's in charge of the event, this is why we should make the monster truck industry more popular again. So that way, everywhere there's a monster truck event, and no matter how many shows and how many nights they're going to be there, start bringing in the same amount of people that will be there the previous night. Sell a lot of these tickets. Stop making things so expensive for a lot of these people to show up. I mean, these are monster trucks, folks. I mean, don't y'all miss filling up these venues? Do y'all miss those good old days when it was so electric and getting loud during these monster truck events? Like, do you want these monster truck events to get as loud as football games? You want them to get as loud as basketball games? You want them to get as loud as NASCAR events going on? Make monster trucks that popular again. Bring in these big crowds. Get every parking lot filled up until there's not a single parking spot not taking. Make the monster truck industry popular again. Bring in all these big crowds. Get these venues super loud like there's another event going on. Make every single one of these monster truck events as loud as it gets. Like if there's a concert going on, or there's a football game going on, or there's a NASCAR event going on, or there's a wrestling event going on, or there's a soccer or baseball game going on, or there's a hockey or a basketball game going on, that's how loud it should be getting from monster trucks. And then can we at least just take a break from these backflip ramps and freestyle? Do you know the fans can get hyped and get super loud? Why do you think the only way to win freestyle is to attempt a backflip? Why can't you win freestyle by freestyling the old school way? Just win freestyle with big sky wheelies. Win freestyle with all these donuts, big saves, big air. Just like in the old days. I mean, and then make the prices on food a lot cheaper for people. Like in case if they get up and take bathroom breaks or get a snack or something like that. And the people that work at these venues during the event, make the prices cheaper at the concession stand. Like if they want a Coke or if they want a coffee or they want a bottle of water, they want some Coca-Cola, they want a Sprite, they want some popcorn, they want a hamburger, some chicken tenders, a hot dog, whatever. Or if they want cotton candy, make the prices a lot cheaper. If they want a little bag of Skittles, make the price cheaper. And not only that, if they order any tickets off of Ticketmaster, why not make these tickets a lot cheaper? Why not sell each ticket? Why not sell each ticket, let's say for around $8 or $10? It depends on how many people that are in your group that might be interested in going to the event. What about y'all sell these tickets around $8 or $10, let's say with a 50% off discount. Y'all can get a 50% off discount on these tickets. The fans will enjoy that. 50% off discount. Let's say $20 off. And you get a 50% off discount. That can be a lot affordable when people show up. Simple as that. And so, failed, y'all better get y'all's minds together. Bring the old school tracks back. Bring back the crushed cars. Add them to the race lanes again. And then when it's time for freestyle, take some of that racing ramp out. Add at least 2 cars on top of the rest of that set. So that way the trucks can have a better launch. So like if they choose to hit the race lane to start their freestyle run and they decide to hit one of those sets of cars on either race lane to start their freestyle run, why can't you just let them go out there and launch these trucks straight up in the air to start their freestyle run? That can really get the crowd going. If they start off with big air, the fans will go crazy. If the truck goes over early on in the run, the fans will go crazy. If the truck breaks and it continues until it can't go no more, the fans will go crazy. If the truck goes over at the end of time, at the end of the clock, the fans will go crazy. If the truck goes too tight in the turn during racing, during a U-turn style or Chicago style roundy round race, if the truck goes too tight in the turn and it just goes over, the fans will go crazy, just like in the old days. And if one of the trucks actually hit a dumpster during the freestyle run, during the freestyle circuit, whatever driver comes out first, whatever truck comes out in freestyles first, if they hit a dumpster, allow them to refire the truck and allow the driver to drive the truck off of the dumpster, just like Tom Metz did in Anaheim in 2009. USHR officials, allow that driver, if they end up on the dumpster, allow that driver to refire the truck so he or she can drive it off of there. The fans can get up on the edge of their feet and start yelling and screaming and cheering. Once the truck is driven off of the dumpster, let the truck continue on. Let the driver refire the truck back up after it lands on the dumpster. Don't just end the run. No. That's stupid. Get your ad together, failed. This is uncalled for. Allow the truck. Let me take that back. Allow the driver to fire the truck back up and drive off of the dumpsters if they ever hitting one of them. Stop adding plastic to half of the seats. Y'all know better than that, failed. And not only that, start allowing y'all's trucks to go and compete at an independent event from time to time. Or at least allow one or two failed trucks. At least allow one or two of your trucks to go compete at an independent show outside of Monster Jam. At least allow Gravedigger to go and compete at an independent event. So don't even think for 1 second that you're not going to let Gravedigger go and compete at an independent event no more. Like if Bigfoot is there, or if Monster Patrol is there, or Barefoot or Carolina Crusher or USA One is there, or if Equalizer and Outlaw is there, then Gravedigger cannot compete at any of those destinations. If any of those legendary names are any of those independent shows, if Bigfoot is there, or if Monster Patrol is there, or Barefoot or Rampage or Snakebite or Outlaw or Equalizer is there, then Gravedigger cannot go and compete at that show. Even if Reptoid is there, or Predator is there, or Bustin' Loose is there, Gravedigger cannot be in that lineup. Yes, he can. Gravedigger deserves to compete against all those other legendary names again. And not only that, allow Bigfoot to compete in Monster Jam again too. This is what y'all need to do. Y'all need to allow Bigfoot to compete in Monster Jam again, and y'all need to allow Gravedigger to compete at independent shows again. What y'all been doing for these last 2.5 decades is bullshit. I love Monster Jam, but why don't y'all allow Bigfoot? Why can't y'all just allow Bigfoot to compete in Monster Jam for the first time since 1999 or 98? And then why can y'all allow Gravedigger to compete at an independent show as well? Why can't you let all the other why can't you allow all y'all's other trucks like Megalodon and Monster Mutt and Classroom Crusher and Dragon, why can't y'all let them compete at an independent event from time to time? Just think about it. Do it. This is what y'all need to do. More failed trucks are going to start competing a little more often at independent shows, and independent trucks are going to start competing more often at Monster Jam shows. Just think about it. And folks, just send me a comment down in the comment section below, or just click on that like button, or just subscribe to my channel, and just give me y'all's advices, give me y'all's thoughts, so I can make another video and have another conversation about this or something else. This is Scoggins signing off until next time.